We're going to be multiplying fractions, but we're going to simplify also. Okay, let's just multiply these two fractions. We're going to multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms, the 6 and the 15. Now, 5 times 16 is, and 6 times 15 is. Now, we'll divide both of these by 10 because we can simplify. They have a 10 in common, don't they? And 80 divided by 10 is, 90 divided by 10 is, okay. All right, now let's look at the two numbers 16 and 6. In fact, let's write a fraction. Let's put 16 on the top, 6 on the bottom, and divide both of these by what number? They're both even, aren't they? So, 16 divided by 2 is, and 6 divided by 2 is. In fact, you know what we could do? We could just scratch this off and write what up here? That number up there? Scratch this off and put your 3 down on the bottom. And then you don't have to do all this other stuff, okay? Now, let's look at the 5 and the 15. What do they have in common? You can divide both of them by 5, can't you? And that will give you 1 on the top and 3 on the bottom. Now let's do what we did over here. Scratch off the 5s and write a 1. Scratch off the 15 and the 5 and write your 3. Okay? Now do you see what we did here? Let's take our original fraction. We said scratch off the 16 and the 6 and the 5 and the 15. Let's scratch off the 5 and the 15 and put your 1 on the top and your 3 on the bottom. That's simplifying, isn't it? Okay? So we don't have to do all this. How about that 16 and 6? I don't have to write all this down. All I have to do is scratch off the 16 and the 6, and on the top write your 8 and your 3. And now we can multiply 1 times 8, and on the bottom I have a 3 and a 3, don't I? So we get our fractions here without ever involving 80 and 90. Sometimes those numbers can get pretty big, okay? But this is simplifying first, and then we multiplied. You see, we took our original fractions here. We simplified the 5 and the 15. We simplified the 6 and the 16. And then we multiplied. Instead of multiplying then simplifying, we simplified first, and then we have little numbers like this. 8 over 9.